Welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name's Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
This is a show where we demystify technology. We explain all the new stuff that's coming out on the market that you might want to buy, or at least demystify the stuff you already have. And today is no exception. Tablet world taking 2011 by storm.
Yes.
And everybody seems to have one, including Blackberry.
Blackberry has one.
Including RIM.
Including Research in Motion,
Research in Motion, the company that makes the Blackberry.
Yeah, they have, it's been long rumored. People were talking about it last year. In fact, RIM was talking about it last year. Earlier last year than they should have for a product that just basically came out.
Yeah.
But it's out, and we're taking a look at it.
Now, a lot of hype around this product because, of course, BlackBerry being sort of the also-ran kind of smartphone out there, and it's not even smart in some cases.
Also ran in a way, but also the original smartphone in some ways. They were the ones that really brought this sort of category into the hands of a lot of people. I mean, people could say Palm was the original as well, but BlackBerry, I think, was the really popular one at the start. And people thought they were going to be the ones to really take this category, and then along came the iPhone. It was game over. So people were really looking to Research in Motion for what they would do here, because they were kind of lost in the wilderness on this.
And arguably still might be, but we'll give you our opinion on the playbook, because there are some interesting features here that are worth noting. So,
yeah.
All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, we've got the BlackBerry Playbook. Is it viable in the marketplace? Is it worth the hype? And does it compete properly with the other products on the marketplace? Today on
Lab Rats.
Well, welcome back to Lab Rats. So before we get started, let's have a quick message about our sponsor, Hover.com. These guys are the company that makes domain registration easy. So if you want a web address of some sort for your website, if you want your own personalized email, these guys are where to go. They are easy to use, have a great interface, they're affordable, they have amazing, amazing customer service. Like if you talk to any of the guys over there, you pick up the phone and call them, they're going to help you out. You're going to love how they support you in what you want. So we highly recommend them. We both are customers ourselves.
I call them 6 times a day.
Do you?
Yeah, just to say hi.
Yeah.
I should probably stop doing that so people can get through.
You probably should, because otherwise they're going to have to go back to their on-hold policy, which is they're trying to avoid, Sean.
Okay, I'll stop calling.
We want these guys out there to call and not to you.
I'll only call them when they have problems, but I generally don't.
Yeah, and that won't take up very much time because they get to the bottom of the problem so quickly.
Yeah, hey, Sean, I gotta go. No, seriously, I don't care about your cat. Gotta go.
That's right. They'll allow, if you have a cat, you can actually talk to them about the cat too. But anyway, they're great guys. Zip on over, get your domain over there. We're going to give you this coupon code right here to try them out, 10% off. To either you can get personalized email, you can get your own domain, or any of the other services that they offer. So from our heart to yours, a gift, and please use it because we really, really love them a lot. Okay, let's get on with the playbook. Push play.
All right,
play with the playbook.
All right, so we have right here our playbook.
There it is. Now, this is really, I guess it's a tablet, yeah, consumers can buy it, sure, but really it's an enterprise product, isn't it?
It is an enterprise company's idea of what a tablet computer should be.
Right, so BlackBerry really sort of known for their, RIM known for their BlackBerry, which is, largely being carried by companies. Yeah. You cannot go wrong if you're an IT manager and you're using the BlackBerry as your primary messaging device.
Yeah. So they have a number of these out there, and yeah, it has been very, very popular as a business device.
Right. And so it would make sense for them to serve that audience, right, to actually develop a tablet. So that's what they've done here.
Yes.
To not great effect in some cases.
In some cases. So there's a few things that are really kind of nice about this. So let's take a quick look at the hardware here and show you what this actually is.
Yeah.
So first of all, you can see we've got our iPad 2 right here, and we've got the playbook right here. It's about half the size. Yeah. Maybe a little bit thicker, but and reasonably heavy compared. It's sort of even up, it feels. So they're putting some really heavy-duty stuff inside here. So, but it's kind of compact, and a lot of people have been talking about this kind of form factor for a while. So the iPad is 9.7 inches. The BlackBerry Playbook is about 7, so much smaller form factor, a smaller screen, more compact. You can put it in more pockets. Like if you have a big jacket that has big pockets in there, you might be able to carry that around. This, not so much usually. You have to get a special carrying case for it, for the most part.
Okay.
So good-looking screen, good-looking overall user experience. It has a few quirks here. So One thing that
it's throbbing.
It's throbbing. Yeah, we've actually put it into rearrange mode. So just like all of the other tablets, you can actually move things around on the screen if you hold them down.
Jiggles it.
Right. So the one neat thing about this, as opposed to say, I'll just move our iPad out of the way because we're not talking about that anymore. So the one nice thing about this, no buttons you'll notice on the screen itself. So when you want to get its attention, you just tap it to go. And you don't tap that button like you would on the iPad or on an Android device to do things. It actually uses the bezel around the outside. So you have the screen here. So you notice you have touch-sensitive screen here. It is multi-touch capable.
The bezel being this black bit
yeah,
right here.
The bezel around the outside. So if you want to do things here, you actually move in from the bezel. So for example, if you want to get to your settings, you'll go from the top here down, and there comes your settings.
Clever.
And then go down again, and it'll go away. If you want to see more at the bottom, you go up from the bottom bezel, and up it comes. You can go up again if there's more, or if there's not, it'll just retreat back there. So you can open up apps as you normally would. Open up pictures here, and here we have our pictures. Now if we want to go to the multitasking menu here, we just swipe up from the bottom, and it has a little card-based thing, sort of like WebOS in a way. And then we can go and open up something else. So we can open up the camera here, and that'll open up now, and we can see back here. We can swipe over to the other side. We've got two cameras on here, as you can see. One that points face forward for video conferencing. That's a 3-megapixel camera, and one on the back here that is 5-megapixel. So there's our pal Paul.
Hi, Paul.
And you can actually see Paul inset in the screen on the screen as well. So, anyways, cool. High-resolution cameras on here, and the ability to flip back and forth. So it's a multitasking and conferencing device in that regard. So again, we can scroll up here from the bezel, and that'll get into the card thing. We can move back and forth into our apps like this. Now we can go back into this and tap it. Or when we're actually in one of these functions, we can actually go and swipe in from the bezel. So we can swipe that way if there's something in that direction, or we can swipe this way from the bezel and just switch apps. So you have to stack them a bit in your mind to know where they are. So very much a card-based thing. Again, very much like WebOS.
Now, apparently the scuttlebutt is a lot of WebOS developers are actually working for RIM right now.
Yeah, that's not surprising, looking at the way some of this works. It's not exactly the same experience, obviously, but it does have some similarities. Again,
didn't they acquire a company as well?
Yeah, so the operating system for this is actually something from a company called QNX, and that is custom designed for this particular experience. So they're not using Android. There was some talk, well, are they going to go with Android? No, they bought another company and integrated that in. So it's very specific to this.
Got it. Okay, good. Very cool. All right. But clearly, device designed for the enterprise environments. Now, you were saying that you have to have a BlackBerry for this.
You don't have to have a BlackBerry to use it, but the one thing that's really missing from this experience when you go into this, let's go back into it here, so we can see the applications that are down here, and you'll notice when you take it out of the box for the first time, two key things are missing here, and that's email, and that's a calendar. Now, what are two of the things that you need in business?
Email and a calendar?
Yeah, if you don't have those things, you're lost.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons for this, from the sounds of it, is security. So they don't want people that are losing their Blackberry Playbook to expose all of their meetings and their email and all the calendar information out there, because someone gets a hold of that, it could be a competitive disadvantage. I mean, theoretically.
That's just dumb.
It's dumb. Just lock the thing.
Yeah.
Make it so that you have to password in.
Or remotely erase it or something.
Or remotely erase it. But they do have a way to get at this, and what it is you have settings in here somewhere. Oh, you can swipe side to side as well on this as well. But when you go into your settings down here, you have something up here called Blackberry Bridge. Now, when you enable that, you can actually connect it to your phone here. So now you have your calendar and your contacts over here, and you got your email on the phone. Well, now you can do it on here as well, but only when Blackberry Bridge is on. Now, the downside, that's not always allowed by your carrier. So if you're in the States, I think that is maybe not so accessible to you now in some cases. So I think it's a dumb move to actually not put those things on here. I'd much rather deal with my calendar on a bigger form factor and actually see my entire calendar laid out on a bigger screen than have to doink around on a tiny little screen and scroll around that way.
Yeah.
So from a business perspective, it really would have been nice for them to do that. Now, I think a lot of the people that are getting it for the short term now, I think are probably consumers rather than business people because of that.
I got it. No 3G connectivity either.
no 3G connectivity either. So you can't use this anywhere you are unless you have your BlackBerry and you tether it.
It tethers, right?
It tethers, and then you can get your data that way.
Stupid.
Yeah, it does have Wi-Fi though. It has Bluetooth, so you can connect to other devices that way. So you can tether to your phone. So you would tether to your phone using Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And you can use Wi-Fi if you're in an area that has Wi-Fi to download apps and download, well, not your mail obviously, but any other things that you can download that way. But again, the lack of the 3G option, even as an option, is kind of mystifying in some ways, because this is what BlackBerry and Research Motion's strength has been.
I bet you what's happened is that they've ran into some engineering snags, or they, were thinking about this quickly enough, and they just had to rush this thing to market.
Possibly.
Next generation, I bet you'll see a fix to that.
Yeah, there's already been talk about the next generation integrating some of these features in there. It's sort of like, the beforehand, the iPhone and the Windows Phone 7, for that matter, didn't have cut and paste on the first generations of those products.
Oopsie.
But they added them in, right, as soon as they had the technology to do so. So
yeah.
I think maybe you're right, someone was just saying in the back room, we got to get this out now. But it doesn't have the calendar or any of this stuff. Just get it out.
Pair it with the BlackBerry phone first, and then we'll figure that out later.
Because I think that was their thinking. A lot of the people that would buy this anyways, because it's an enterprise-level tablet, already have the BlackBerry.
So once it's paired, does the mail then appear?
Yeah, it will appear on your screen here. So you do have access to it then on the full screen.
Yeah. But there's no native app that allows you to do it independently.
Not yet.
Right. I don't know.
Kind of dumb.
One of the other features, though, apparently is HDMI out.
HDMI out, yes.
HDMI, of course, being a connector technology for high-definition television.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I mean, I think in terms of presentations and stuff, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, so we have 3 connectors on the bottom here. So we've got a dock connector here. So if you have a charging dock or something for presentations, you can connect it there. We've got the USB connector for connecting to another computer or the charger. And then we've got the mini HDMI here that allows you to connect directly to the television. Mm-hmm. So, and again, because it's really aimed at the corporate enterprise market, one of the things you're going to do is make presentations. And you will want to do it on a big screen. So Apple and the iPad has a method of getting it out from your iPad to the big screen. This does as well, right. Except it's a standard method using HDMI.
Right. Okay. Multitasking?
Multitasking. It's got full multitasking. Now, of course, some of the apps will fire down, but so let me just show you one thing here. I'll just set up a video. Okay, so we'll get this one video playing. Okay, so we got that. Now when we swipe up, you'll see it continues to actually play in there while the other apps are going in there.
That's cool.
That was a fairly short video, but yeah, you get the concept there.
Yeah.
Things will continue to run in that preview window as you have them up. And yeah, it does multitask, so things will go in the background. Again, this has always been one of BlackBerry's strengths on handsets like this. Mm-hmm. Now, that'll suck back your battery power if you forget something's running in the background, of course. So, now the nice thing, of course, is that the battery life, which they didn't talk about back when it first was starting to come out, and people were worried about that, it's actually been pretty good. It's not terrible. Mm-hmm. The processor inside is actually quite good. So you can actually run some really good high quality games. We've got a copy of Need for Speed, which comes on this. It actually looks really good. Mm. So it's not really compromised. So it is not bad. And just some of these weird quirks about it that sort of make it unusable for some users.
Yeah, I totally get it. Flash enabled?
Flash enabled. It will play Flash
video. That's one up on Apple.
Yeah, that's one up on Apple. But again, I don't know how huge an issue it is. But when you're going to the web, you don't have to worry about it. That's not a barrier, obviously.
Good. And so besides the lack of 3G connectivity and sort of the dorky implementation of just internet in general, is there any other cons?
Price.
Price? How much?
Price. It's $499. Mm-hmm. So you know what the entry level on the Apple iPad is? $499. Yeah. It's a bigger screen, has a bit more functionality, and you can step up to 3G, although that's going to cost you more. But it seems like you're getting a little bit less here for the price. Mm-hmm. Although to be fair, it does have the HDMI built right in. Well, that's about all it's got that I can really see going for it. That's a
Flash-enabled web experience.
It's a higher resolution screen too.
Yeah.
It's a smaller screen, but it looks like it is higher resolution than the one on the iPad.
Yeah.
That's going to change.
That will change.
And when they come out with the iPad 3, it'll be a Retina display almost certainly at this point. And if it goes above $499 at that point, I'll be really surprised.
Now you also had an issue with the keyboard on screen, right?
The keyboard is not great. Now, if you're going to be entering a lot of text, it's got an on-screen keyboard, and this has been one of the problems with Blackberry products since they started integrating this into their touchscreen phones, like the Storm and the Torch to a certain extent. The keyboard's not great, and that's no exception on here. It's usable, but there's a couple of weird quirks where you have to dig through a couple of extra levels to find some characters you need, and it's not always as accurate as you'd like, and it looks just a little bit weird too. So, keyboard, not 100% a con, but it's also definitely not a plus to the device.
Doesn't sound there's a whole lot of a wow factor going on here.
I think there's a lot of potential in this, to be honest, because of the way you interact. It's a really great interaction method for this. If they could just get everything people need on there, like the calendar and mail, and just make it so that there's no real barriers. Like, I mean, why do I have to carry around another device with me at the same time to make this do the thing that I bought it for in the first place?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay.
Potential, but it's not there yet, I don't think.
Thank you, Sean. So let's take a message. Let's take a message.
Take a message, Mabel.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we've got final thoughts on the Blackberry Playbook, as well as Clip of the Week and your pictures. Welcome back. We're just making silly jokes here on the show.
As always.
As always. Real quick, I think, before we get into our Clip of the Week, a future here for the Playbook, you think? I mean, there was no wow factor. Clearly, it's a very strong enterprise device. I mean, at least it'll keep the IT managers happy.
Yeah.
But
I think so. I think once they clear out some of these bugs and maybe drop the price on it a little bit, then people will start to pick it up. Now, the one thing I noted is the price on this, and that's a 16 gigabyte version. There are higher capacity versions as well, so it's got a lot of space. It plays movies really, really well. Just add those extra features in. I think it's a no-brainer as well, as long as it's competitive price-wise with the features on the similar price version of the iPad or one of the Android tablets.
Right. You go from the source right there.
Yeah.
A future for the Blackberry Playbook, as long as they fix the issues.
Fix the issues, guys.
All right.
Come on, you're a Canadian company. I want to see you guys succeed in this.
Yeah, come on, eh? Fix the issues, eh? We're going to send you some donuts.
Maple.
Maple donuts.
Maple donuts.
I want to get a Blackberry Playbook toque.
Do you?
I think that would be cool.
You think they have some?
I bet you they do.
I'd wear one.
I would too. All right, so let's take a little clip of the week. Now we're going to do a little diversion here. So let's say you've been an iPad fan and you've been looking at this because you've been waiting and you've seen a couple of other tablets. We have a new one for you. Andrew Moore Crispin on Gadget TV did an episode around the Acer Iconia, which is a really cool little Android tablet that is worth a look. So let's have a quick look at that, and then we come back. Your pictures.
Welcome On Deck, I'm Matt Harris.
Hi, I'm Jay Goldman.
Welcome to the A-List.
Hi, welcome to Miss Download.
So first things first, we have a 10.1-inch capacitive touchscreen on the front here, reasonably bright and sharp. We have a 2-megapixel camera that sits in the bezel over here on the left. We would have rather seen it sitting in the top for video chat, but that really is a small complaint. If we take a look on the back of the device, it's kind of a little bit of a plasticky backing here. We have stereo speakers on either side, obviously. We have a 5-megapixel camera with LED flash, and up here we have a space for expandable micro SD storage.
Hi.
Ready?
So sorry, I was sleeping there during the clip.
The clip wasn't that boring.
No, it was great. I'm just tired. I'm a tired boy. It's been a long week. So if you want to see the entire episode of the Andrew Moore Crispin Gadget TV thing around the Acer Iconia, you can zip on over to butterscotch.com. You're going to go to this URL right here on the screen, which will make it easy for you. Or you go to butterscotch.com and do a search. But, we'll make it easy for you. And enjoy that, because if you've been weighing up the pros and cons, we've actually done a lot of tablets lately. So keep an eye on Gadget TV for all the hot new tablets coming out.
They're big.
They are big. All right, so moving on to picture time.
Picture time.
My favorite time of the show.
Yeah, let's tie that in with something we just talked about. So we got this screen in from our friend Tyler, who's in Kansas City, and he actually took issue with something that we said.
What did he say?
When we did the Android versus iPhone, and we sort of compared Android to Windows.
Oh, yeah.
He said iPhone is Mac, Android is kind of like the Windows in this equation.
Yes.
The two biggies battling it out, and he said, Android's not Windows, Android's more like Linux. And really, when it comes down to it, under the hood it is. We were just talking about this more, Tyler, in terms of the perception and where they are in the market, rather
Is Tyler a Linux wiener?
He is. Well, he's got his desktops here. Here is multiple desktops that he's using.
Linux wiener. He is. Come on.
You think anybody that uses Linux is a wiener?
They are.
Are Android users wieners?
Yes.
Aren't you getting an Android phone?
Yes. I'm a wiener too. I know I am a wiener.
There we go.
So it works. Okay.
So there you go.
Yay,
so
Linux.
There we go. So we got LabRest up there and a few other desktops. And I don't even know what this is, but it looks very busy. So there you go. He wants more Linux content as well. And admit that we are not necessarily the most versed in Linux. It's not what we do. So we tend to stay away from that because we really don't know. We'll get someone else to talk about Linux at some point.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyways.
We keep pretending that we're going to do it, and we never do it. So.
I've given up. No, I like Linux fine.
No, you don't. You're a liar.
I'm just not smart enough to understand Linux. So right. Next up, we have from wieners to cats.
This is more like it. From Linux to cats. We like cats.
There we go. So this is
very simple that way.
This is from Harry, who's in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Harry?
Harry.
He's Harry because he's got 4 cats. 5 cats.
5 cats. And his cats all have names here. He's told us where he is, who he is.
Yay.
I'm assuming this is Harry's knees here, and his hand holding out treats, and the names of all the cats. You want to know the
Let's
cats'
do
names?
it.
So from left to right.
Linux.
Spawn.
Android.
No.
Sorry.
Spawn.
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 Yes.
Toki.
Toki.
Empress.
Empress.
Scampers.
Scampers.
Scampers there.
Yes.
And the last one who's eating treats right now? Captain Spaulding.
Are you serious?
Captain Spaulding.
That's hilarious.
There you go.
So you go, Captain Spaulding, come in for dinner.
Yes, I'm going to call my next cat Lieutenant Mathers or something like that. I'm sure there's a story behind that.
I'm sure
which
there is.
we did not get.
I love, this is the very first picture we've ever had where there's been 5 cats in it.
Does it look like he's wearing fatigues there?
He does.
I don't know. Maybe that cat's named after one of his commanding officers or something. I don't know.
Captain Spaulding. Could be, yeah, could be in the military.
Yeah, so Harry, tell us why Captain Spaulding.
Yeah, why Captain Spaulding? Maybe he plays tennis.
Maybe.
I don't know. Fascinating. Best picture ever. Love that picture. That's great. Thank you so much. Who's it?
Harry.
Harry. Harry and his 5 cats.
Yes,
Love
including Captain Spaulding.
Now, if you would like to send your pictures to us and have it be the bestest picture ever, better than Harry's picture, you can email it to
My cat's name is Corporal Punishment at labrats.tv.
Yeah, or more simply,
feedback at labrats.tv.
True. Very true. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in this week, for pushing play. It'd be foolish for us to be here making up ridiculous email address names if you weren't out there going, I'm going to send my pictures in intro, see if we can get Sean to say something silly about it, and, maybe those guys can show pictures of my 6 cats, which is better than the last guy.
Yeah, send us your 6 cats, yeah.
That'd be good. All right.
Especially if one of them is called Rear Admiral
Dookie.
Dookie. No, that's just disgusting.
All right. My name's Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And that's 5 cats. We'll see you next time.
Are you ready?
Whoa, whoa, has this been up there like that for the entire time? Damn it. Oh well, not that anybody will notice.